Welcome back to Mac Talks of Football, and Juventus's a perfect start continues in Syria. They have just won their second game in a row. They sit at the top of the table. So let's get right into it and talk about the game. They were playing a Verona side who themselves were really good against Napoli last week. They won 3-0 and it was quite a good game from them. I said in my preview as well that Napoli took them lightly and they paid the price for it, but Juventus today, they were on it from the get-go. They treated Verona with respect and they were on their toes throughout the game. Thiago Motta had this, I said, like when I was doing the preview for Sevilla, I said this appointment is quite good because he demands respect and he is a man of discipline. He instills that in his teams, and you could see that even last week, but today also, you can quite easily go to a place like Verona and you can think that we are a big team and we are not they are not gonna really trouble us, and that's what happened to Napoli last week. But Juventus, they went with a plan and they accomplished their plan. It was really good to watch them. Like as I said, they treated Verona with a complete respect. It was like throughout the 90 minutes, it was not like that they took them lightly or anything. All the movements, all the passing, like it felt like they are playing in a big derby or a big title challenging game. That it was so good from Juve. Verona, they really tried. Like the home fans were with them. They were buzzing. They created chances, but nothing that could really threaten Juventus. It was like a 70-30% possession game. Juventus controlled the game completely, and you expect that from a side like Juventus. But as I said, and as we saw last week, that being a big club is one thing, and being expected to do something like this is one thing, but then to go there and do it, that is a completely different thing. Napoli were not able to do it, but Juventus today, they were really good. Vlahovic gets the first goal, and then the second goal, it comes from Savona, a debutant from their academy. What I like about Juventus and what I like about Motta, when he came in the transfer window about like 2-3 weeks ago, and he named about 10 or 11 players, and I did that video. I was quite surprised the way that he came out and he named like about 10 to 11 players that I don't need you. They were all of them, like most of them, international stars. They're playing in their national team. Some of them were in the Euros, and they've been at Juventus for a good number of years. But he comes out and he openly says that I don't need to, because he thought these players were not going to fit into his plans, and he was very honest about it. And I was surprised, so were other people, that usually you don't see managers coming out and saying these things in the press conference, but Motta did that. And then so one by one we have seen that most of these players have left. He has brought in his players that he wanted, and then he has bring in a player from the academy who are really shining. We saw that last week as well, and again today with Savona getting that header, a towering header from the left hand side. Ball comes in and he heads it in. It was a great move for Juve. And then again, as I said, a debutant from the academy, young kid, coming in and scoring at an important moment of the game. It was 1-0 at that time. He scores the game, and that Juve completely controlled the game. So it's a good thing that Motta is doing at Juventus. As I said before, that it's a very good appointment. I want to mention Johan Cabal on that left back. I think he had a really great game. He was Verona's right back, had a very bad game. Like he did not let him rest for one day. Cabal going front and even while defending, he was really good. I think he might not get the man of the match, but I think he was one of Juventus's best player in that game. If we are and then in the second half, they get the penalty. Chachua, like what was that tackling from him? Easily gives away the penalty. Vlahovic steps up and scores the second, his second of the game, and it's 3-0 for Juventus. And that basically was it. Like I said, Verona, even after the moment, like after the first goal, they basically gave up. Like as I said, they really did not put up any real threat. They did not make any chance. A real chance that could threaten the Juventus defense or Donnarumma. So it was quite an easy game for them. And again, you sort of expected this. I expected this to be a little bit close, because the way they played last week, I thought they would score at least one goal, but Juventus completely controlled the game. they completely dominated them. It was like a full I don't want to say it because it's a little like it was like a champion performance. It showed the difference in class. There was no doubt about it. You could see the difference in both the clubs, that this is the big Juventus that you know, and then you have this small little club. I like in terms of stature and in terms of the players that they have, you could it was on show. It was full on display with how good Juventus were. I will again say, like Verona, they really tried, but it was not their day, and you can accept that. Games like this are gonna happen in the season. You played really good last week, but this week you were not able to do it. So it's part and parcel of the game. Sometimes you get the chances that you want, and you are able to create it. Today I would say the basic thing for them was last week their midfield was really good. The passing between the midfield, it was very good. First fast one touch passing, quick interlink play, getting the ball forward quite quickly, and they hit Napoli in the counter so many times last game. Like they dominated the midfield last week, but today Juventus's midfield, like they did not really let them have the ball. As I said before, 70-30 possession in the game. So many chances for Juventus. They could have easily scored a couple of goals more. But on the whole, I think Mota would be very happy, and Juventus, they would be really happy. They are now sitting at the top of the Serie A table with a 100% record. They are the only team in the league to do it. 2 games, 6 goals scored, none conceded. Like a perfect start for Thiago Motta's reign. And I said in my preview of Serie A that I think it is going to be a very close title race this time around. Last year Inter ran with it, but I don't think it's going to happen this time around. There are a lot of teams that want to challenge for the title, and Juventus are of course one of them. And the way that they have started the season, they are looking like one of the favorites to win. They were one of the favorites before the season started, but now with the way they are playing, the control that they have on the control that Mota has on his team and what he's trying to do, it's really working. It started working last week, and today again a great show of display. Like there was not one instance in this game where you could say that they lost control. That's how good they were for the full 90 minutes. Even when Verona had the ball, like there was no little panicky situation, nothing like that. They were fully in control, and I think that is a very a good sort of display from Juventus, and they would really like to continue this. And if that happens, I think it becomes a problem for the other teams who want to challenge for the title. If you are a Juventus fan, it was a very good night for you, and it has been a great start to the season. It will be interesting to see how it goes on. If you are a Verona fan, as I said, it happens. You defeated a big team last week. This time you were not able to do it, but it's a long season. The season has just started, so it will. I said that Verona are gonna be in a relegation battle. Like that is a sure thing. Whether they get relegated or not, it will be quite interesting. But I think they are going to be in a relegation battle. But the way they have played, especially last week, they could surprise and get be safe and not get relegated. So long season ahead. It was a good game to watch, especially if you were a Juventus fan. Even though it was a 3-0, but it was quite an entertaining game to watch. That is it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. How good were Juventus? Do you think Mota can be the one that brings the title back to Turin, and they stop Inter from being the champions again? And what about Verona? How do you think they could they could be safe this year, or do you think they will still go down despite the performances that they have put out till now? Let me know everything in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 150 subscribers before the transfer window, and we are about 3-4 subscribers away. So just subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye bye.